Hey guys, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. A week today and it's round 1 against Collingwood at Marvel Stadium, 7:50. The wait is almost over and I thought it was a perfect time to pick my best 22 for round 1. So it's going to be tricky because we don't know if Paddy Ryder's going to pull up or Zach Jones, but in this current state, the way everything is, I'm going to pick the players based on how everything's standing. So I won't pick Zach Jones or Paddy Ryder, but if they're in next weekend, that's a bonus. But for now, this would be my starting 22 for next Friday night. Okay, so I reckon I'm going to start with some of the locks. So we know for this one, it's going to be Dougal-Howard. So Dougal-Howard at fullback, and you can pretty much guess who's going to be full forward. Max King, the pillars there, end to end. In the centre, Jack Steele. All right. Followers, we're going to go Rowan Marshall starting in the ruck. Brad Crouch supporting. And I think, this is what I would go with, not what I think is going to happen. I'd go Jade Gresham. Half back. Number 1, Josh Battle. There's a couple of easy ones to start because we know that these guys have been doing it in this position for the last couple of years. Apart from Josh Battle, the rest I think are pretty much straightforward. I think it's hard to pick whether it's going to be Patton or Webster. Who would I go with at the moment? I'd probably go with J-Web. A bit more attacking, I don't mind that. Do we put Brad Hill? Would I put Brad Hill there? Probably for now, but I don't think I would keep him there. I think against Collingwood, he's probably going to rip them up because I don't think they have a player in their forward line that would really be able to control Sinclair and Brad Hill. They'd have to be quite defensive, and I don't think Collingwood, if there's any chance of Collingwood winning, they would really want to negate these two. But I think it gives them more of a headache, and with Jimmy Webster there too. You've got 3 really good kicks out of the back half. I think Patton's definitely playing. So I would put him on the bench. I think Seb Ross is going to play. Although it's not, I keep forgetting, it's not what I think is going to happen. It's what I want to happen. All right, so that's a pretty good back line at the moment. Winger. That's an interesting one because that's where Brad Hill could have gone. Hunter Clark. Messiah, nah. D-Mac. It wouldn't surprise me if he started on a wing. Yeah, actually, I will go D-Mac here because I did notice that we played him here against Essendon. And I think that these two could potentially rotate. So if he pushes up the ground, then D-Mac can move back and vice versa. So I think that's got a good balance there. This wing, it's a toughie. That's a tricky one. We'll leave that one for now. I think someone like a Higgins will play here. Put Butler there. King. Membry. It's not a bad team so far with all the injuries we've got. You know what? I've got a feeling that the half forward flank. Man. Now it's getting tricky. I think this is pretty good. I mean, you could also probably put... Oh. No, you know what? I'm gonna be ambitious here. I'm gonna go J Webb takes this position. So I'm gonna have to blank that out. This is me going a bit nuts here. This is me being kind of ultra attacking, I suppose. I'm gonna put Brad Hill here. Brad Hill, that is a good line. I'm going to put Jimmy Webster there. And then that opens up the spot for Patton. Because Webster's attacking enough that he can play that rebound. And he's got a good kick. And he's got speed. And he's tough. He's got a tough head. So we're going to go with Ben Patton there. He can be more defensive, more accountable. But these two can really run off. And then he can run all day. He can run all day. Our two most endurance-based players on the wings. That's where I want them. Higgins there, Butler there, King there, Membry. I would play Sharman, but I don't think he's going to play next Friday night. And I think at a half forward, you know what? I really think that Ryan Burns could do a good job there. You got Mason Wood as well. And he was pretty good in the preseason. So what would I do? Would I go Burns? I'd probably go Wood. Again, another guy that can run up to the wing and run back. So I think that it's good to have, players that can play multiple positions and play them well. And we know Wood can play on the wing and rotate. And I think these two could even rotate. He could move and play defensive forward role. These two could rotate. He could drop back. Sinks could push into the midfield. And then that leaves the door for my man Burnsy. He'll definitely get a crack in my book. I think we definitely need someone supporting in the ruck if there's no Paddy. And based on what I saw in the preseason, I think they like having someone that can go forward as a tall and just give a chop out. And I think someone like a Jack Hayes probably gets the nod. And then we've got Ben Long, Dean Kent, these sort of guys. They can get a go. Leo Connolly's injured, I think. Bytel's injured, but not seriously. Allison not going to get a go. I'm going to create some excitement. And we're going to go with Machito Owens as kind of a debut. I don't think Nasiah gets the nod for me. I think we're pretty safe. And then, I think... this is the tough one. It's what I would pick. Would I pick Seb Ross in my 22, 26-man squad? Would I pick Messiah? I think, all right, I'm going to give him one game. If I was Rats, I'd give Seb the first game. I'd see how he goes, and then Nasiah in the wings. I want to debut Nasiah, but I think that Owens looks the more ready-made player. But I think some Saners are probably going to be pissed that I didn't pick Nasiah. But, it's a toughie. Like, Nasiah's probably going there, to be honest. But I think just because it's round one, we really want to get the win. We don't want to, we've got Hayes, Owens there. So you got Dukes, Paddo, Wilkie, very stable, rebounding but defensive, a lock there, can run all day and getting better every time he plays. Gunn, back on the wing where I think he needs to play his best footy for us this year to climb the ladder. Wood can play forward, can play wing. He's got a great tank. He can run up the ground and he had a good preseason, so he deserves it. Lock, 50-50, but right now that's where he goes. Sharman I would pick. I think he's got more goals in him and he's just a bit clever and cleaner around the footy than some of our other medium-sized talls. Gunn, Gresh has to go in there with no Jones. Crouch, obviously supporting still. Marshall, number one ruck. Ross gets one crack. Owens showed really good physicality against Essendon. I'd love to debut. I think a debut for someone would be awesome. But if it's Nasai, then I'm equally happy. I mean, he's just missing out. I just can't find a spot. Burns has to play. He's going to be a great player for us. And I think Jack Hayes is favoured, and I think he's probably got more of a X factor about him than someone like a Tom Campbell. But I wouldn't be disheartened if Tom Campbell, again, I could pick him, but I'm just going by my preference. So I think that might be my 22 for round 1 next week. I think I'm going to leave it there. Some people, if you want to sire, tell me who you take out and put in. I think most people are going to say take out Ross or take out Owens. Owens, he looked all right last week. He's the one, though, I think that people will take out and put Nasai in. And they'd like to debut the number 7. Because then I guess you got too many insides, don't you? You got Steele, Crouch, Ross, Owens would be 1. Or do I go Malera? Now I'm changing. You know what? I'm going to have them both. I think Owens is ready for football. I think he's just physically ready and can take the hits a bit more than Nasai. And I can't see where Nasai fits at the moment when we've got that many runners around. I feel like he needs someone to drop out. But yeah, okay, I'm going to leave it there. That's my pick for next week, assuming Paddy and Jonesy don't get up, and obviously Hunter Clark and Billings are out. Love to hear what you guys think of this team and whether you think there's a few mistakes there. It's a bit ambitious going Pato and Jay Webb there, but I think it actually works. I think he just stays back, picks a small, whoever that might be for Collingwood, and then Jimmy Webster can rebound, he can push forward. This is a really good running side, I think. Everyone here has got a good tank, and they can kick. He can kick. He's a great kick. He's getting better at kicking. Pato's reliable like Cal Wilkie, and Dukes is Dukes, and he's going to punch the hell out of the footy or his man every day of the week. So I actually don't mind that team. Gresh has to start in the middle for me over Ross. I think Ross needs to probably plays, but I think he's not in the starting 18 in my team. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Comment your thoughts. Tell me your 22 or what you would change based on my team, and we can create a discussion in the comments. If you're watching this and you're a Saints fan, or you're not and you enjoy my content anyway, please hit the subscribe button and join. I'll be back next week. The podcast will return, so anyone who's a bit frustrated the podcast isn't around, it is happening. So there's a lot happening in the work behind the scenes at Saints TV headquarters, so a lot of content to be delivered in the next week leading up to the Collingwood game. But until then, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week on Saints TV. Go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.